All right, good evening, fuckers. Welcome to the VHS Tapes podcast. And tonight, of course, joined by Venom and Heroicus.
Hello.
Hello.
And tonight's episode's a little bit topical. It's Book of Boba Fett. So, obviously, the last episode for that aired, what would you say, a couple weeks ago? Something like that?
Something like that.
And obviously, I think Heroicus and I watched it like around the time it was coming out, but Venom actually just well, he didn't just binge watch the show like over the past few days, but The Mandalorian as a whole. So that'll give us a new perspective on the show when we discuss it.
Yes.
So I guess where do we want to start? I guess what did we think of the show overall?
So for me, okay. So I was by the idea before watching The Mandalorian, before watching Book of Boba Fett, that Boba Fett coming back was unnecessary. But now everything in Star Wars is unnecessary. Everything after the original trilogy. So I've suspended that way of believing. I think it's cool to see Tamora Morrison or whatever the fuck his name is come back and like reprise the Fett role stuff. Because
Yeah, which
he wasn't Boba in the original movie, but he was
right,
Boba
like
now.
they like changed the voice from was it I think it was yeah, Jason Wingreen was like the original voice, and then yeah, they got Tamora Morrison after Attack of the Clones came out to like redo his lines.
Yeah.
But yeah, then yeah, obviously Django, and so yeah, this like you said, this was his first time like actually playing Boba Fett physically.
Like writing a bantha.
I fucking called that was gonna be a meme. Like it was like I saw that scene, like I was watching it with a friend over Discord, and he's like, or like I said to him, like that's definitely gonna become a meme one day, and sure as shit it did.
Yeah, dude.
And then he won't stop fucking sending me like videos of like a bantha fucking memes, and I'm like, holy shit, this meme's been beaten to death like fucking 200 times by now.
Cry about it.
Yeah, yeah. So I guess Heroicus, what did you think of the show?
I thought it was pretty good. The one thing, because the timeline's not 100% clear, I wonder is it like he wasn't in the Sarlacc pit unconscious for 5 years. I'd assume he spent like almost that 5 years in the desert with the Tuscans, because it's
Yeah, I think
like
yeah.
the flashbacks are definitely before his appearance in the Mandalorian, and then everything after is pretty much post Mandalorian.
Like post Mandalorian season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so yeah, the timeline well, I guess I'll give my thoughts real quick and then get into this. Yeah, I thought the show was pretty good. I think it could have been like I don't want to say waste. Well, I guess wasted potential is the best word I can come up with. Like I still enjoyed it, but there was like a lot of like it could have been better. I think in some areas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if this will exactly be a hot take, but honestly, the mod characters I could have done without them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they weren't
They're
bad.
fucking
Yeah.
they're fucking Power Ranger looking bikes.
No, they're so actually I think their inspiration was well, my dad caught this reference, not me, but apparently I guess it was a movie I don't know if it was a movie or a music video or what, but you know the band The Who from like the
Yeah.
60s.
Mhm.
They had some thing like the quadrophenia. You can look this up. Look up the quadrophenia. Um and it's like the bikes that they ride like look very very similar to the ones that the mods had, and I think they were actually referred to as like the mods in the quadrophenia thing,
Hmm.
or like that was one of their names or something.
Oh, okay. I see what you're talking about. It
um
probably, oh, sorry, what?
Go ahead. I forgot what I was gonna say anyways.
Oh, sorry. I was just mentioning the bike thing. People complained about it a lot. It kind of makes sense for their characters because they're just like a bunch of hey, look at me kind of people. They want to be flashy and they want to be sleek.
Yeah,
Yeah,
kind of like the Star Wars equivalent of like people who just get fucking tattoos and piercings all over their body.
Yeah, basically.
yeah. Granted, their actual appearances, as soon as I saw them, I'm just like, this is some Cyberpunk 2077 shit.
That's
Like,
I think that's what everyone else online is calling them, like the cyberpunk kids.
yeah. I need to continue playing that now that they've supposedly, I've heard they put a lot of updates into it to fix it. It's not done yet, but it's apparently significantly more playable.
I don't know. It'll probably be another 4 or 5 years before I actually play it.
Hmm.
When it becomes free, I'll play it because I don't want to put money into that. But
Yeah,
back
I'll tell you
on
what.
top. I'm sorry, what?
I'll tell you what. Maybe when I'm done playing it, maybe I'll like rent it to you by mailing it all the way across the country to you. And you can play it because I'm probably not going to touch it for a while once I beat it.
Yeah, that's fair. But back
Mhm.
on topic with Boba Fett. So okay, for me, my like full on opinion was in the beginning it was very slow and like kind of a little boring, but then it picked up. I think the final episode was where it shined the most, where it was just like you got to see them all fight and the payoff of seeing this very slow build towards that moment.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And
I
also
just
seeing Mando was awesome.
yeah, just I think um so it was all cool. It was just I think um I mean we got basically 2 whole episodes of like just the Mandalorian and like less than a minute of Boba Fett screen time. So I think in a lot of other people's opinions, like they should have saved all that shit for Mando season 3. Because it's like if you're watching the Mandalorian seasons 1 and 2, and then you don't watch Book of Boba Fett and you just start with season 3, you're gonna be like, wait a minute, how is Grogu back?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I feel
Because it's
What?
yeah.
Sorry, I keep interrupting you. I'm just so excited to talk about this.
good. Good.
Yeah, like it's like where did Mando like when did he get a new ship? How is Grogu back? How is he better with the dark saber?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. And
Why is he not a Mandalorian anymore? Or something like why does he have
Yeah.
to like essentially baptize himself on like at Mandalorian or not Mandalore? Holy shit! Like he has
Yeah.
to go to like the mines of Mandalore to fucking rebaptize himself.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to be a big plot point in Mando season 3, and also it's like I better hope he like records it or something, because like he'll go all the way back, and she'll be like, did you bathe in the whatever the fuck it was? He'll be like, yeah, I did. And do you have proof? And be like, no. Then you're still not a Mandalorian.
And then it's gonna be like the fucking Tamora
That's when he
Morrison.
just takes the dark
The
saber and
Polynesian
just
spa.
it's just he just if she did that, he'd probably just take the dark saber out and cut her in half right there. Like, I'm fucking done with your shit.
Yeah.
honestly, for me, the episode 4 was just like Mando centered were probably my favorite for the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, it's like why are you reminding me of a show I'd rather be watching right now?
Yeah. Where it's just like Book of Boba Fett was entertaining, but the thing is like if you went in expecting it to be like Mando, you would come out sorely disappointed.
Yeah, I
That's
guess.
my perspective. Because the thing is like Mando season 1 and 2 are very heavy hitting. That's just like sets the precedent for what live action Star Wars shows are.
Yeah. Like they set the bar really high. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, basically. Um, it was entertaining. It was good. Again, good to see Tamora Morrison do something. And then the guy, the marshal from well, now they call it Freetown, but it was originally what was that
Oh,
one?
Mos Pelgo. Yeah, Mos
Yeah,
Pelgo.
Moscow. Yeah, what's interesting about him, the actor that plays him, Timothy Oliphant, he he did the live action the Hitman games. He played 47 in one of them. So I was like, oh hey, it's that guy.
Oh yeah, I think
But
that's right. Yeah, he was it. Yeah.
yeah, he was. Well, it was cool to see him in a role that was actually good.
So I guess the Hitman movie wasn't good then.
Yeah, it's one of those shut off your brain and you'll enjoy kind of things. But if you're a fan of the series, you'll want to put a gun in your mouth.
Hmm.
I just blacked out for like the last 2 minutes because I was talking to someone.
We're,
Oh,
we're just talking about Timothy Oliphant being in the show and
Okay.
how his character was cool. He didn't miss much.
yeah.
Who
And
was that, by the way?
that's the Marshal of Moscow. The guy that had a bang suits in the shoulder.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a minute. Cad Bane.
Oh,
What?
fuck yeah.
Wait a minute. Timothy played who now?
Timothy Olsen played the Marshal in Moscow, the one that gets shot in the shoulder. He's got the gray hair and the beard. And he was the one that
Yeah.
the Boba Fett armor to the Mando.
Oh, I was thinking of a different person. Never mind. But
Yeah,
yeah,
so
I somehow missed that because I mean I thought it weird initially, like he gets shot once and then the other guy gets shot like 8 times. And I'm like, but
like
yeah, there's no way he's actually dead. And like I somehow watched the post credit scene and didn't even realize that was not Boba Fett in the um back to tank. That was Cobb Vanth.
the Marshall, Cobb Vanth, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And Thundercat as the modder guy,
Yeah.
which apparently I didn't know this until like last week or whatever. Was Thundercat is a bass player? Like he's a pretty famous bass player.
Yeah. Pretty cool having him in there. But we were talking about Cad Bane a bit earlier.
Yeah,
On the
so
topic, seeing Cad Bane in live action was a little jarring at first, but then it was just like he was so. I love Cad Bane. I think he's a great character. He really gives the whole space western vibe of Star Wars like a plus 10. Because it's just like he's straight out of like a Clint Eastwood movie.
that was, I mean, well,
He's
yeah, he
he's
was
literally
inspired by Clint Eastwood,
yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense.
which
Space
so yeah,
Eastwood.
I remember like seeing the episode and like they're introducing him, you just see him walk through the desert. Like it's not immediately obvious who it, like to some people it was, but to me like for some reason to me it looked like a camel, like someone was riding a fucking like desert camel.
Mhm.
I don't know how to explain it. Like the way his coat was flapping, I thought it was like some fucking animal roaming.
Oh,
And
I
then like it gets closer and again, I was watching with my friend, and I just when I saw it was him, I'm like, "Holy shit!" Probably like loud enough for everyone. Yeah,
sorry, I keep interrupting you.
I was just saying, like, if my house was asleep, I probably just woke them up.
Oh yeah, seeing him. Oh yes, the thing is, it's like I was spoiled for that he was in the show, and so I didn't get to have that surprise. But it was cool seeing Cad Bane, because the thing is like something that's not really super duper talked about, or maybe is. I don't know. I don't do that Star Wars discussion stuff as much, but seeing Clone Wars characters be made into the more known. because not everyone's seen the Clone Wars show because of like how it looks animated. It looks like it's for kids. But seeing this now, you have these characters that were from there now in the more mainstream.
Yeah, so that's gonna make some people want to go and watch him in the Clone Wars.
Most
Hopefully.
definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like Ahsoka, and I don't know who else. Other Clone Wars. Well, yeah. Anyway. And then the fact that they got Corey Burton to fucking come back to voice him, that was really cool. Like seeing him in the credits alongside, fucking Tamara Morrison, Ming-Na Wen, all those people.
Oh,
sorry, what?
I was also spoiled for the oh fuck his name.
Oh, Cad Bane.
Cad Bane, yeah. I was spoiled on that. Like I saw like the short scene. At first I was like, oh, he's in it. Okay. Well, I guess I'll see that. So as the second I saw a figure in the distance, I knew like, yep, there he is.
Kind of reminded me of that, like somebody in the server posted that meme of it was like I think it was like John Marston walking through the desert, and it's like the caption is Cad Bane walking miles in the desert just to make a dramatic entrance.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, so it's yeah. I mean, the guy's like what is he like? He's like 71 years old. Cad Bane is at this point in the timeline, so like
He looks great.
yeah, he.
Yeah, the thing is they definitely gonna do more with him, and that was just kind of like a fake out that he's dead. Because the thing is if you see at the end, his thing's still beeping.
Yeah.
I don't think we're supposed to know what that is yet, but I mean, yeah, they hinted at like I guess if they want to bring him back, they will.
Good, because just 2 episodes is a disservice to the great character known as Cad Bane.
Yeah, that's kind of like yeah, Heroicus, you've seen Hawkeye. Venom, I don't think you've seen it. Do you care about spoilers?
Nah.
That's like it would be like the Kingpin treatment. It's like you bring fucking Vincent D'Onofrio back as Kingpin only to seemingly kill him off like in the next episode.
Mm-hmm.
Although like I said, he probably isn't dead, but we're kind of led to believe that right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. This is a little off topic, but it is on topic because it's talking about Mando. Fun fact: the person that plays the magistrate that gives Mando the bounties is Carl Weathers, who played Apollo Creed from Rocky.
Yeah, that's old news.
Well, I'm catching up to this stuff, so I probably am saying a lot of old shit. Everyone's like, yeah, I do this already. But yeah, I just recently got back into the Star Wars shit, so.
Gotcha.
Next, you ought to go watch The Bad Batch.
So
if you haven't seen Clone Wars season 7 already.
So what I'm doing is I just watched the first 2 prequel movies. Now I'm watching the Clone Wars show, and then after that I'm going to see Revenge of the Sith, and then after that I'm going to watch The Bad Batch, and then after that Rogue One, and then the original trilogy. I'm going to do it all in order like a fucking psychopath.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Just do yourself a favor and leave out Resistance.
Oh yeah, please don't watch that.
Oh no, I want to.
Wait, I thought you actually liked that 6.
Well, no, my thing was it's not as bad as everyone says, but it's still that doesn't mean it's doesn't mean you need to watch it. Just
yeah,
you know what I mean. Like I don't
it's
like
just,
it was.
It
got
the art
hate because
style for me.
Yeah. It was just overhated, I think, but still doesn't mean it's good necessarily or great.
Yeah. I do want to watch it because like there's a lot of Star Wars content I missed out on, and even if it's bad, I can say that I watched it.
But yeah, anyway, back on topic. So let's see. Yeah, so I think I don't know, I guess also just in my opinion, so the flashbacks could have been done better, I think. Like, I mean, they were cool. Like the first episode was a bit slow, but it gets a pass because it's the first episode. Second episode was fucking great with the train heist.
Yeah.
And then the next episode, they just fucking die. Like the Tuscans just fucking are massacred off screen.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, it was also mentioned earlier, Heroicus, I think you said, it was like it's not really made clear like how long he's either in the Sarlacc or how long he's with the Tuscans, because it's like within 3 episodes he goes from being like accepted into the tribe to they get massacred, and then not too long after he finds Fennec Shand in the desert. Like, so it's like paralleling with Mando season 1. Then he gets his ship back. Yada yada yada.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like we didn't get too attached to them, and then we get 2 episodes with Mando, and then it just we just get the big climactic battle in the end, and that's it. So I think the use of time could have been a lot better. Like how much time we spent with Mando, like could have been shorter, I think, or just like kind of save it for season 3.
Yeah.
That being said, I still liked what was
Yeah.
effectively Mando's episode.
Like, yeah, that's not me saying it was bad. It just like it should have came later, I think.
Yeah. And yeah, before I forget, like, yeah, the whole thing with the Tuscan stuff, a bit slow, but I still liked it. It was like, because you had it at a point where the last time you've seen Boba Fett, like he's working at Jabba's palace, it's like he doesn't give a shit anymore.
Like he's just a bounty hunter, just
yeah. And here it's like he's learning to be, part of a group and learns like compassion and shit like that. And learns to be a leader as well, I guess, in a way.
It's like, yeah, I think like, yeah, after that near death experience, like, yeah, you're gonna be a different, like, first of all, yeah, even without the Tuscans, like after being nearly dead from the Sarlacc, you're gonna come out of there a different man.
Mm-hmm. It's like a bar mitzvah, but in Star Wars.
And
you guys hear me, by the way?
What?
Sorry, what?
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you, yeah.
Yeah.
My mic went weird for a second. But what were you going to say?
So the Luke scenes were like very well done. I was actually surprised to hear after the fact that there is no voice actor for Luke. That is Mark Hamill's voice, but like
they somehow de-aged it.
No, it's not that they de-aged it. It's all done with computer. It's like they sampled his voice and basically, it's text to speech effectively.
Oh.
It's like that was like, wow, that's some people said it sounds robotic here and there and sounds flat, but it's like, I don't know, it sounded fine to me.
I mean, it sounded like, at that point in the timeline, he's like very well spoken and, proper and shit.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was a nice episode. It was really neat seeing him and Ahsoka have finally met. I hope that in the Ahsoka show we're getting that, maybe it'll start or it'll have bits and pieces here and there of them interacting more as he's like building the new Jedi temple.
Yeah.
Although it was a bit of a pain. It was kind of paining to see that thing being built because it's like they framed it at the exact shot where you see in The Last Jedi where it's the flashback where it's on fire.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. It's going to be a nice place for like the next 30 years. Well,
No, yeah, not even 30, but
20,
yeah.
25. But yeah, it was nice.
And then yeah, also so I don't think many people spotted this. I mean, neither did I. I watched a video on it. The flashback with Grogu, like in the Jedi Temple, like being I guess like he's being guarded by 3 Jedi, and of course they get gunned down by the clones. On the right, you can see like on like it's like they're next to a door. It's Barriss Offee's logo. I guess she has like a. It's not like a logo. I forget what they call it exactly. Like
A crest, maybe.
something like that. Yeah, but like it's clearly meant to be Barriss Offee's, which makes sense because episode 5 or was it no episode 6, directed by Dave Filoni. So of course, you know, Cad Bane's introduction, Ahsoka in it, meeting Luke, Grogu. So it's like Dave Filoni really just put all the shit that he wanted to put in there, including a hint at Barriss Offee being uh probably going to come into play at some point, maybe in the Ahsoka show. We don't know yet. We just know that he has plans for the character, but we don't know what they are yet.
Isn't
Filoni can do just whatever the fuck he wants with Star Wars.
yeah?
I mean,
isn't was Barriss the one that like went dark side a bit in the Clone Wars?
yeah, she well, Venom hasn't seen it. I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, like she at the end of like towards the end of the series, yeah, she's the one that went dark and let's just say fucked shit up for everybody.
Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, then at the end we just like we don't know what happened to her. Like even with Order 66, like we don't know if she, you know, was killed or not, or survived and was in prison somewhere. We don't know.
Yeah. One other thing I didn't get to say earlier with the mods, I think the spinning thing was just ridiculous. It felt like how there's people in video games do like a 360 no scope move. It felt like that. Just usually those are like you jump in the air, spin around, and then shoot. This just I don't know. It just feels weird. I don't hate it. It's just like it just felt goofy.
You're one of those people that saw that bombastic video and said, "Oh, that was the most ridiculous thing ever. What the fuck?"
I don't even know who that is.
Ironic.
Shut your fucking whore mouth. No, I'm just saying it was weird. I actually didn't even notice Mando basically did the same thing, but for some reason, whenever I looked at a video of it, everyone's like saying like, "No, he's turning to face his enemy." I'm like, "No, he was facing the enemy. He did a 360 just to shoot the fucking person. That makes no sense."
It's like when I saw that, I was like, "That was definitely like a Lando Calrissian move he just did."
Yeah.
Like,
But I don't get how people can they trash the mod for doing it, but when Mando does it, it's that was fucking cool. Like they're doing the same move. You can't complain about one and praise the other.
it's because Mando is universally loved, pretty much.
Yeah, that's character racism, I guess.
Racism. You heard it here, folks.
Yeah, that'll be a topic of like academic discussion in the next 5 years, I bet.
Oh, geez.
Let's make that our next episode. Character racism.
We should patent that.
Yeah.
What?
Give me a quarter every time someone says it.
Yep. So, character racism, Venom.
Can you speak up? Can you say that again?
Do you need some clarification?
I need some clarification.
Some clarification.
Okay, I was just trying to make you say it again.
Yeah, so well, Venom, I know you haven't seen the Clone Wars, but what did you all think of Cad Bane's death scene? Because I think,
I don't think he's dead.
or
Yeah, he's not.
you know what the fuck I'm talking about, like his supposed final duel with Boba.
It was
Oh,
uh it was pretty quick and yeah,
Because I mean, if
pretty
I think if he does end up being dead, I mean that was probably as fitting of a send off as he's ever gonna get. Because there's a deleted Clone Wars scene where it's like the two of them stand off, and that's how we find out. Like that's how Boba got his dent in his helmet, and that's why Cad Bane has that metal plate on his head.
hmm.
mm,
So it's like they've had a rivalry for like decades. So this would be like this is how it ends.
I get the
yeah,
feeling because they basically have canonized that. I get the feeling they will probably, this is a prediction, that scene might get brought up in Bad Batch at some point because honestly, that might fit better in the timeline considering when Boba appears in the Clone Wars, he's still a kid.
Right, but
And
and
somehow he was supposed to be like effectively a teenager at the end of the Clone Wars, just like 3 years later.
yeah, like 13 or something.
Yeah. He looks a little, based on his height, I would have guessed like 15, 16. But yeah. Um, I get the feeling like they'll repurpose that and put it in Bad Batch because without
Although,
spoiling it, what happens in it, Cad Bane is also in the Bad Batch. So,
but the thing is, he has that metal plate where he was shot in the unfinished thing. So it's like
damn.
the duel already happened
Damn.
by that point. Yeah,
They'll figure something out. They'll probably put that in something somewhere.
yeah. Maybe who knows? Maybe they'll do a flashback or something,
Yeah,
or maybe a flashback episode. We'll see.
that'd be neat. Yeah.
Or unless, I thought they were gonna do that in Book of Boba Fett, like do like a live action version of it, but I guess not. I mean, I guess they still could, but I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll just have to see.
Yeah, yeah, we got to keep subscribed to Disney Plus until we see it, I guess.
I mean, I have to keep subscribed.
Oh yeah, because Venom's a cheapskate.
Ironic.
What do you mean ironic? I have Disney Plus of my own. It's my family's, but
I thought you were on my thing.
now I'm on your HBO Max.
Ah, well then you're a cheapskate.
What, do you want me to fucking get my own HBO Max, you whore?
Nah,
Even though you set up my profile to begin with
I set your profile up to be what now?
on HBO Max.
Wait, what
You
was?
and it's 6 foot piss or something.
Yeah, I think that's because it's just a limit. I can't make it any longer than that.
But anyway, we're off topic again. But I mean, the episodes, unless you guys have anything else, I think that's probably about it.
Not not really. I liked it. Stuff
Yeah.
was neat. Oh, we didn't really say it, but Mando's new probably temporary ship is pretty cool. I get the feeling he'll either get basically a replacement Razor Crest, or maybe it'll get modified so it can carry that ship with it, which would be neat.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a cool ship, but yeah, it's like I don't think I get the feeling he won't have it much longer than a season because
yeah,
it's I mean, well, first of all, if he's gonna keep bounty hunting, which they seem to be like, he's not gonna be doing that as much. He's gonna try to rebuild Mandalore or something. Um,
yeah.
but I mean, is that really gonna be successful? I don't think we know yet, but um, and then there's also the fact that Grogu has his little seat like behind, like where the astromech would go.
Yeah.
So, but it's like, how's he gonna like move around in that thing? First of all, I mean, he's still tiny, but
Well,
like, you know what I
if
mean.
he
And
if
then if he
he
needs to get out,
if he brings his target in cold, he could just tie him to the fucking ship and drag him behind him. They're dead, so why not let them freeze in the cold of space? And one other thing,
Like, yeah,
what
they're
was
gonna be
it?
in the fucking carbonite thing, like on the back, like a just married thing with like the
Yeah,
tin cans.
yeah. This was something everyone's bitching about it, and I really don't get it. Is there's a bit, when Boba Fett's going to get his ship, he's saying like, "I want to recover my fire spray ship," and
Oh yeah, he doesn't call it
everyone
Slave
seems
One.
everyone seems to take it like, oh, they've renamed the ship. It's like, first off, it doesn't make sense for him to rename his ship after what the model of the ship is called. That's like Han Solo calling the Millennium Falcon a Corellian cruiser or whatever the fuck it is. It doesn't make sense. I think he's literally just saying that to like refer to the ship, because if he tells Fennec like, oh, we need to get the Slave One, she might not know what that is. Where if it says
Right,
a fire spray, she might like, oh, I know what that model is. I don't think he's named his ship the Fire Spray. He might change the name. That would be fitting for him to change it with his new like outlook on life and shit, but I don't think he's just gonna call it the Fire Spray.
right. Which, yeah, I think that whole thing started with like a Lego set. Like Lego came out with a Slave One set for, but I mean, then the thing is they didn't call it Slave One. They called it Boba Fett's Starship or something like that. And
Yeah.
then, yeah, people just interpreted that as like, oh, that they're renaming his ship. What the fuck? Which, I mean, I don't think it's. I mean, yeah, it got blown out of proportion, but at the same time, like, if they do change it, I think it's a little unnecessary.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all I got.
I don't have much else, so Venom, unless you got anything, I think we can wrap it up.
Um, let me think. Oh, how about Danny Trejo making an appearance with the Rancor training?
That was oddly fitting. And
Yes.
I think the way that came about was, I mean, Robert Rodriguez, who's like the main director of the show. I mean, obviously, Robert Rodriguez and Danny Trejo must be friends because it's like, of course, he was like, hey, he must have just like, hey, do you want a cameo in this show?
Hmm. And yeah, well, one last thing before we close out. I know we said it earlier, but I do think it was pretty cool that he rode the Rancor like a bantha.
Fuck you. I mean, he kind of did though, but it's yeah.
Been waiting 20 minutes to do that.
Like a bantha. Holy shit. Yeah, and that was funny because people online, like even before that episode came out, people were predicting like, yeah, that's how the Rancor is going to be like integrated into the like. I mean, obviously we had seen him already, but like that's people were saying like the next time we're going to see him is he's going to ride that thing into town and just fuck shit up. And sure enough, it did. So
Yep.
yep. So I guess yeah, Venom. I guess that was like the last thing you had to say.
Yeah, that was pretty much it.
All right, so I guess that concludes this episode. So, yeah, thanks for watching, and let us know in the comments what you guys thought of the show, or if we missed anything, or tell us you hate us. I don't know, just fucking engage with us, bitches.
Yeah.
Harass us via Twitter.
We barely get comments, so please comment on our stuff. Please, continue the conversation.
Clearly, if it's just you holding your hand against the keyboard and sending it, that's okay too. We want
Yeah.
any.
Subscribe, hit like, hit the notification bell. Join the Discord. Join the what launched today as of the recording, the Minecraft server.
And I've been flying around this whole episode, so yeah, be like
Yeah.
me. Be cool like me and join the server.
You
Or
won't be able to fly though, but yeah.
you can do everything else.
Yeah, till you get an elytra or whatever. Anyway, I guess that's it.
Yep. She.
Yeah.